Okay, so for this painting, we have drawn out the houses, any trees, if you wanted a hill or a path or anything like that. Then you are going to want to get all the stuff that you need for setting up your painting. You've got your cup of water filled to the line. You've got your red, blue, white, and yellow paints. A damp sponge with no water in it. Paper towel, and for this painting we're going to want a small flat red brush. Whenever you mix colors, you're going to mix on the palette.
Kennedy, if you're in the building, please come to the main office.
Sorry, the announcements. You're going to mix on the palette. As you can see, I already kind of got started here. My entire blue sky is all different tints of blue. I've got my tree, I've got my house. The roof will be a different color scheme. If I pick like an orange, the entire building will be all different versions of orange. So whatever I'm going to mix, I'm going to start by scooping out some paint and putting it here. I want to wash my brush in the water, dab it out on the sponge, and then test it on the paper towel. If my paper towel is still white, then I know my brush is clean. Take a little bit of red and mix it in to get orange, and I can go through and start outlining some of my squares with that color and then filling them in. Now I might want to do a couple with this color that I have in that same area. This entire building is going to be different versions of orange, so I want to go through and kind of add those as I see fit. Here's a little sliver of a rectangle in this shape. And I'll keep moving on through that building. Now before I erase this color, I can just transition it and maybe add a little bit of white or a little bit more yellow so that I have different tints of that color. So again, around my edges and fill in the middle, around my edges and fill in the middle, etc., etc., until I've filled up the entire building. Again, maybe I want to make it a little bit more of a yellow-orange, add a little bit to my orange there, and I can keep going until my entire building is filled up and I want to move on to a new color. Now, as your palette becomes too dirty, you can use your sponge not only to obviously clean your brush, which I've been doing, but also to wipe away your color. So if I was done with this one, I could wipe it away and have a fresh palette for a fresh color. Maybe I want a little bit of a deeper orange this time, so I'm going to add less yellow. Still a little bit too red. Here we go. And I could also tone down my color by adding just a speck of the color opposite of it. So it's almost brown, but it's kind of like a brownish orange, so I want to fill that in to a few as well. If your water gets too dirty, go get fresh water. If your paper towel gets too dirty, go get a fresh paper towel. If your sponge gets too dirty, go clean out your sponge. Take your time. It's a slow process.